So that's pretty fun. That's pretty spicy.
That is pretty fun.
Which is so fun.
That is really strange. It predicts crazy stuff, Finn.
It's really crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Daily Preach, where we are in beta, and I am joined by the wonderful Mr. Fingal. How you doing, pal?
I'm very good, mate. How are you?
I am extraordinary. I'm so glad to have you here, because it has been a busy, busy old time, and we are getting wrecked by a resto shaman. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Fate transfusion.
I won at the end. I won at the end. That makes me pretty happy. But
Can't use it for another 3 minutes. We're fine.
Yes. We have moved into the beta, which means we have all kinds of goodies to share with you, which is why we have been a little bit off the radar last few days, getting all this set up, because we just got sort of unleashed on Finn with the amount of stuff that they brought in, including damage meters.
Yeah, it's been a bit mad. Everything's go right now. So
everything's go, and at least from our guild's point of view, we were talking about it a little bit before, is once they've let everybody in, my God, did the kind of idealistic side, at least in the raiding circles, fall apart. Like, the immediate reaction from everyone logging in was they didn't care what is best, and that's all I give a toss about. And it was kind of sad, honestly, because I felt like we put a lot more effort in than our friends did.
A little bit. Yeah, everyone just sort of asked what the best setup was and did that. Yeah,
that was it. They didn't give a single shit about anything. And I was like, I get where Blizzard's coming from a little bit with why they get sad. Because, yeah, once you see it in action where people are like, I really just don't care. Like, at all. And I was like, I shouldn't have expected more, but this does kind of suck. It does kind of suck for the guys. But I am still unliking our... We're kind of doing a lot of the damage here.
Yeah.
I'm not even
There's a little bit of a carry going on. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not even popping all the coolies here. I'm actually just taking it easy. Playing the Unholy. We're playing Night Fae to give us our Sparkly Blue Death and Decay. What are you playing over on that guy?
I am playing Venthyr, and if you'd like to check the damage meter for that last pack, you'll see the mirror's damage is kind of nutty.
I actually can't see that on the current segment. I don't think it's not even showing. Sorry, Fists of Fury, Spinning Crane Kick.
Yeah, Fists of Fury, Fallen Monk did 35% of my damage.
Oh, it does say, yeah, so. Fist of Fury, Fallen Monk. It's not even your Fist of Fury. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's not even me.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I see it now. Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty fun. That's pretty spicy.
That is pretty fun.
It's certainly interesting. I love Venthyr Monk so much, man. You know how much I love this mirrors thing.
I do.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I do know how you like it. I've been sort of torn on DK. I've been trying to use our raid testing because we have the raid. We're going to talk about that in a separate video so we can actually show the raid bosses. But Beta has brought with it the brand new raid dungeon, Castle Nathria. So we have been using that to try and find a main. I know it's a big topic all amongst many people. Is like, what are you actually going to choose as a main? Because that's kind of a big deal. What are you actually going to choose? And I'm like... I don't know. Even after all this time, I don't know. But Unholy's very cool, but it does seem that Frost is better right now, and I don't like Frost as much. I kind of want to change my Lego here. What am I wearing? My Legos are disabled. Huh. I did not realize that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that kind of sucks.
Oh, it's because we're not in an M+. It's because we've been scaled down.
Yeah, we have been doing a lot of M+, but not right now, apparently.
That's unfortunate.
I'm saving coolies here, dude. This boss is gonna just feel my wrath in a second. Boss. It's gonna be gross.
I don't have any CDs because I've just been showing off for the first few packs.
That's fair. That's fair. You better go now, though. Army's out. Go, 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 go. Make boss hurt. Make boss hurt. Go, go, go on, go on. You can do it. Yeah. Oh, there's voice acting here now.
Oh, I've got sound turned off after all the
they've put
bugs
voice acting into this. Oh my God, we killed that so quickly.
Yeah, that was nothing to do with me. That was all you guys.
That is, we did this on Tyrannical. We do have Mythic Plus, as Finn mentioned. We have Tyrannical, and these bosses are pretty freaky. I am trying to keep a little eye on my Death and Decay here, because I wouldn't ordinarily use it at this point, but it's kind of important.
I'm pretty sure I do mad damage here.
Oh yeah, you popping? You popping?
Now that I've got my fallen monks out and stuff, I'm pretty sure this is where I blast.
Well, we're already down to killing the boss. Do you have time to catch up with those fallen monks?
I don't think so. I think he's dead.
He's out of
Close,
here.
though. I mean, I made some strides in catching up. Oh my god, that fallen monk did as much as my Fist of Fury across the whole fight. Like, that's...
Well, yeah, I mean...
This seems crazy.
Along with the beta bringing Mythic Plus, bringing add-ons, they did allow us to actually use these in the dungeons. And one of the biggest issues we had during our previews was that we couldn't actually test these abilities out, which is a big frustration. We could only do them in Torghast, which is why you saw a majority of the stuff inside Torghast. It wasn't a case of us just creaming over Torghast. I'll be honest, I haven't been to Torghast since this came out. I've been like, okay, dungeons, test.
I did the unlock quest, but by the time I'd done like 6 quest runs, I didn't really want to do any more, to be totally honest.
Yeah, the quest runs actually give it a bad impression. I don't think it's a good idea. Oh, that should have been right. It was the only flower, I thought.
Oh no, there was 2 flowers. There's one that's coloured in. I'm pretty sure it's this one on the right here. There you go.
Oh, does the one count that's... Oh, it must do. Yeah. Even after all this time, I still get this wrong.
Come on, buddy. Pull these men.
Where has he gone? Oh, he's trying to lost them, I think. There was a plan in motion. There's a lot of voice acting here now. I am getting some big sort of angelic voice scenario happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a number of DC bugs at the start of beta that were fixed by turning sound off, so I don't have any sound on right now.
That's true. This is still bugged, by the way. There are still pillars next to nothing. In fact, there's only one doorway here.
Right, so there's a little flower down here, though, like a leaf. What's this one?
A flower filled in with circle.
And that's a flower.
Filled in flower without a circle.
This one's a leaf.
So it's got to be the leaf, right?
And then, wait, what's this one?
That doesn't count, I don't think.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, good.
This place can bug out, guys, as it stands right now in the beta. It can provide you with literally nothing and nowhere to go. It has happened a couple of times, especially if it goes like all right.
Yeah.
Which is a bit... Oh, everything's melting.
It's a leaf.
We have leaf with a circle, not filled in.
Yep, flower with circle. Leaf with circle. Oh my god, this is like 2 of each.
Is this one filled in then? It's going to be this one, right? Is this the only filled in one?
Looks like, yeah.
Ooh. We're getting better. We're getting better at this.
Can't wait for a week order to be made for these, honestly.
What I'd like to gauge, though, is while we've got you here, is your opinion on some of the stuff now you've actually got to test it in a dungeon environment. Maybe more of a general thing for the audience of abilities that have surprised you, or have they turned out exactly as you expected to be, just like flat broken?
There's not many that have really surprised me. I think, I mean, Night Fae Priest is kind of interesting. More interesting than I thought it would be to play as Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been weirdly enjoying Venthyr Warlock, even though it applies the wrong curse all the time.
Yeah.
It does a lot of AoE burst damage, which is kind of nice in M+, to be honest. Yeah, beyond that, most of them have kind of performed how I expected them to, if I'm totally honest. I mean, Kyrian Paladin, Protection Paladin, is still probably the most fun ability.
Yeah, I think
even
so
once you get into M+, it's so good.
The amount of people who are just making prop paladins just to try that ability out, I kind of suspect they're going to nerf it as well. Because they'll nerf the Lego, so the legendaries are in the game now, which we did not have in the previous videos we've been able to do, was to test the legendaries. Some of them, real mixed bag actually, Finn. Like some of them, some classes getting some good ones, and other classes just get seemingly getting, honestly, fucked. Like
there's a lot of them that are just garbage, to be totally honest. Like they don't really do anything or give you anything at all useful. And then there's some that are just crazy broken, like warrior party spell reflects sort of levels.
The warrior spell reflects has become a bit of a meme because we have been testing tyrannical bosses. And in fact, this dungeon is a prime example. This dungeon's last boss in the Mythic Plus version is actually Nightmare Fuel. And
yes, it's real bad.
But my spell reflect one-shots it. And that's applicable to a load of other scenarios. I got a filled in circle. Okay.
I got it.
We still got trash. I mean, do you know, this is a fun thing, the amount of rooms you have to go through here, the MDI guys were telling us, is completely random.
Yes. Which is so fun.
That is really strange. So I assume that will change, but I'm surprised it ever could work that way. Unless they really wanted to test out the variations and the amount of puzzles. Because like some combinations do not work. So I think that was probably what it is. Oh great, I'm rooted. Come to me.
Those roots chunk as well. Yeah, it's such a weird one. I don't know why there's so much random stuff in dungeons right now. It takes a little bit of the fun out for me. But
yeah.
I think there will be a week aura that does this for you, right? You'll just run past all the things and then one of them will unlock.
I think that's why they tried to delay you being able to see them. Like, you have to stand in there for a second. So, leaf not filled in, no circle. Flower not filled in, no circle. That's the way we came. Filled in flower.
Oh, Demon Hunter got it.
Oh, we got the boss now.
He's one step ahead of us.
One of the biggest controversies, I think, is the recent announcement that they're adding in a lot of Covenant-only things that can happen in dungeons. And this seems to be what we suspected they might do, which is start sort of forcing Covenant more uniqueness by, like, hamstringing it into the game. And that feels a little bit like what they're doing now, is throwing things in for the sake of having some variations.
Oh, it's the leaf over here.
So it's very upsetting to some people because they're providing buffs and things that are like Kyrian only, which aren't anything other than like straight buffs, so it's not really a thematic thing, I guess.
Yep.
But just as something to say, oh, you're Kyrian? Okay, well, this is your advantage now. That's, I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see how that goes, but it's definitely annoyed some people who join Mythic Plus because they're like, well, are you making it now so that once we start doing higher keys, that it will really, really, really want to bring a Kyrian just for this dungeon? It's the only filled-in one. It's the filled-in one.
Yeah, I don't see how that wouldn't happen. Like, you're looking for group is going to be, Necrotic Wake looking for Kyrian Hunter.
It's got to be so hard for them, right? So they want it to be like, it's just a bit of fun because you chose that Covenant. You get a little bit of an extra buff because of your Covenant. And I get that. I totally get that. But at the same time, it's like, well, are you basing this around... at the same time, you know, Ian was saying to us that the...
This one's not filled in.
Oh, okay.
I think. Is that right?
Makes sense. I think so.
Great, we'll find out.
Yeah, I didn't see it straight off. Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Is that they don't want to make the Pug scene more exclusive. Then they're putting in some exclusive buffs. So I assume they're just saying, like, look, for anybody who does, say Mythic Plus 1 to 10, where you can really get away with most combinations, it's just a nice little bit of extra fun.
Yeah.
But it does feel like they completely disregard anybody going past that, and, like, you know...
And that stuff does filter down as well.
Oh, of course it does, yeah.
Yeah, if you look at previous MDIs, looking for group was filled with groups looking for rogues. They wouldn't do 15 keys without a rogue, even though it was perfectly possible. It's so difficult to say like what the impact will be. I think, from my experience, I think it'll be pretty impactful. Having specific bonuses in dungeons just makes Kyrian better in Necrotic Wake and makes Night Fae better in this place. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to bring them. Makes your group easier.
That way. I mean, there was actually a really good discussion, and I'm going to say this, but it was a really good discussion on MMO Champion.
There, I see it.
Oh.
There was, though. I mean, you know, you've got to give credit where credit's due. And it was a case of idealism versus practicality or realism. Which I think a lot of people took away from the discussion that we had. And Finn was a key part of that, by the way. He was in the background there while we were discussing what was happening. These things are dying too quick for me to even do anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't
no!
Get much going, to be honest.
Well, no worries. They should take longer to die now because I fell.
Oh, nightmare.
Is even if it's like a +4 or something like that, people still want that advantage. You know what I mean? Even if it's a very easy piece of content, they still want that advantage if it changes, if it even has the remote potential to change it from a success to a failure.
Yeah. Why would you not want to make your life easier?
Yeah, that is my fear.
Yeah. I would do it. If I had the option of getting a Kyrian in Necrotic Wake or a Night Fae, am I going to take the guy that has the additional buff that makes the dungeon easier for me? Yes. It's a pretty simple choice for me.
Have to agree with you, dude. Have to agree with you. That's what I've seen from every player. Not in the high end or anything like that. Just overall, do every single time, like 100% of the time. You know what I mean? It's never been any different from regardless of what era or area of the game you play. Is people have done that. And as much as I agree with Ian, actually, and you know, we said this during the thing, is like, you know what? I mean, yeah, what you're saying, I like it. It's a really cool thing. It's a very noble goal to go for. I just think human nature is going to get right in your fucking way, dude. That's the nature of it. That's my problem. Is that's probably going to happen, and people get a little bit pissy.
Path of least resistance and all that. It's definitely a human tendency.
Well, as we come towards this last boss here, Finn, a little teaser for the stuff, because we're actually filming this as like the warm-up. We've got quite a bit of stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about Legos. We're going to talk about some of the soulbinds and stuff. What's been the most surprising thing, or anything people should look forward to Lego-wise? I really want to show off some of the mage ones. Some of the mage ones are very cool, and I'm looking forward to talking about them and showing them off to everybody. Your Mindbender Priest one?
The Mindbender Priest one is yeah, it's a thing.
It's broken, but it's still
it's really strong. I don't think it's that interesting to play with, but it's really strong. I like a couple of the Warlock ones for sure. The double Hand of Gul'dan one on demo makes your tyrants ridiculously huge, and that's kind of fun. And there's a couple of interesting ones on Shaman. Less so for Ellie, but definitely for Enhance.
Yeah. And it's this boss. Let's mention why this boss is so crazy, because we're not going to look at it individually. We do have a gathering of the minds, because me and Finn aren't particularly high M pluses, and we have been open to bringing in more opinions. So we will be hosting a gathering of M pluses to talk about M plus coming up in the future in about a week's time, I think it is. We'll be doing that. And so if you are interested in M+, and what's the more detailed content that you're used to from the channel, look forward to that. It will be coming up in about a week's time. But this boss learns, although you're not getting to see it on this normal mode version, unfortunately. It's a wonderful boss, but it actually learns. When you see it go into this phase that starts AoEing the floor, it starts learning your patterns, and the poison bomb that drops tracks you almost like a nuclear missile, or like a smart missile, I should say. Like, it predicts crazy stuff, Finn.
It's really crazy. I was getting super frustrated on my priest, if I'm totally honest. When we did a 10 tyrannical in here, I was like top gunning all over the place, trying to dodge it, and it was smacking me perfectly every time.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb.
We found some weird things, like you can Venthyr away, Blink away, but it drops this green pool. Unfortunately, it died a little too quickly. I think we should move to 1+ going forward for these. But once that green pool's out, it's not actually going to land there. It's actually predicting your movements from that point forward, and then it's going to guess where you're going to be. And and certainly on Mythic Plus, it takes nearly all your health. It's very overpowered. Been one of the most interesting bosses we've been able to kill. We did do it on stream and actually got some nerd screams out of it. I don't know what it is, Finn, about, I don't know, players like us, when we get this giant wall, I just kind of want to smack my face into it until it falls over.
Yeah, I feel that way sometimes. This boss was getting to me, if I'm honest. There's so much going on in this boss. There's so much happening. There's just so much to do. There's so much movement. There's loads of ads. There's a stun ad. There's a charm ad. They're a bit weird to target just now, so you sometimes just end up killing each other, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting fight. There's a couple of interesting fights in M+, though, actually. And there's a couple that actually, I thought when we first played through were really fun fights that turned out to be kind of simple, actually.
Yep. It's all over the place. Tuning is real crazy, and I guess that's where we're going to get into some more detailed stuff now. But right now, the tuning is all over the place. I would strongly suggest we don't look at damage meters and things like that. It's not going to help you in any way right now. It's really not. Some classes are just 50 to 60% ahead of other characters. Blizzard's got to fix it, though. Remember, Ian has confidence, guys. It is going to be fine. You'll be able to play whatever you want. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. We will see you soon. Thank you for watching. And this week, you've got all sorts of stuff. Quick looks, character updates, everything. Coming to you soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers.